Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Depending on where you're from, my name is either KPZ or KPZ. And you're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Got a domination match for you today on Islands of Ice in the legendary tier Royal Navy destroyer called the Daring. Going to the notes, the Daring class was a class of 11 destroyers built for the Royal Navy and the Royal Australian Navy, constructed after World War II. 8 ships made for the Royal Navy, 3 ships for the Australian Navy. 2 of the Royal Navy ships were sold to the Peruvian Navy. Largest, most heavily armed ships serving in the Commonwealth navies to be classified as destroyers. Allegedly had a radar, which we don't have here in the game. Alright, so other than that, I guess I can't complain too much about Wargaming's implementation of these, unlike the German destroyers or some of the many other destroyers that I've complained about. So yeah, it fits the legendary tier. It's a post-World War II design. And we're just going to go do destroyer things here in the Daring. Now I'm going to warn you in advance, if you were expecting something jaw-dropping in this match, no. If you are expecting a good match, you're going to get that. If you were expecting a very good match, you're going to get that. Of good being 2,500 base XP, we talk about that all the time. Great being 3,000 base XP. Superlative being 3,500 base XP. We will not get a superlative match today in the Daring, but I think it is very capable of that, especially in a domination match. You're always going to be top tier, and you could build this with either commander, in my opinion, and still do well. We are using Reginald Tyrwhitt as our commander for this game. Alright, as you can see, we're using these single tube launchers to launch a tight spread of torpedoes at those incoming battleships. I think we're going to launch one rack at each of the ships. And as you can see, those torpedoes come out in a nice, neat, orderly line. And the first battleship stopped moving, so I guess we're going all in on the second one. And we're going to watch them go. Alright, by the way, man, I hope everybody's getting these epic mods done if you wanted them. I got one left, the epic range mod, which I'm going to put on a destroyer, but you need cruisers to use it, so, or to earn it. So I'm having a bad time because I got to play a lot of cruisers, which you know I don't really do very much. And so yeah, playing a lot of heavy cruisers and leaving those light cruisers for someone else to mess around with. You know, Kronstadt, Stalingrad. I cranked out the Corvée for a couple of matches just because it's so OP. I probably will run the Minotaur as well. But that mod, I think, is going to end up on the Khabarovsk, just to be more of a pain in the butt in the Kaba. But I have all the rest of them. I didn't do any ranked. I mean, maybe I did one match in ranked, but I didn't try to rank out because I've been grinding that. Plus, I've been sick. I'm recovering from the flu. So if you hear anything weird in my voice, it's the end of the flu. Alright, here is the enemy Shima. Obviously, that is a snack for us here. We did activate our sonar in case the Shima launches torps. We'll be able to see them coming. There they all are. And continuing to shoot as he's trying to hide, which you can't do in a smoke screen. And really just pouring in the fire with these 3 twin turrets. And he pinned himself to the island, and now he's dead. We did pay the price, I would say. Here, I decided to just see if I could get some torps off, and then I was like, you know what, I'm this close. Why don't we just jump to the Shima's smokescreen, which you just put down, and we'll get some torps out on the main. So we'll jump to his smokescreen, and we'll use the single launcher. We are spotted as we do that. But again, that's just part of the price you pay for going cray-cray. And there is a devastating strike. 2 kills, and we're not even past the 10-minute mark. Now, I did pay the price damage-wise. I've taken more than 50% of my health and damage. So even after I heal up, I'll still be pretty close to half health. So at this point, really got to maintain your distance and everything. We did launch some at that. I believe that was Yamato. I'm sorry, I just got a bunch of text messages that threw me off there. Yamato, we did launch at him, 1 full 5-torp salvo. Torpedoes reload relatively quickly in this ship. I am building it for torpedoes. We'll go over all that in the port at the end of the match. Hope you stick around for that. And let's see what we can get here. He is not moving at all. And so I know I didn't put every single one on target, so we may only get a couple of torpedo strikes there. If anything. Oh, I don't think we got anything. Nope. He moved. Alright, so blue team has captured all the cap circles. We have killed the first 2 ships for our team. It's time to move in and take out the hated and dastardly Yamato. We have a torpedo reload ready to go here in the Daring. So again, yes, I think you could build the Daring as a torpedo boat or a gunboat. However, I don't think it is the best gunboat at the tier. Switching over here to, again, I probably should have prepared for this. The WOW's builds as these torpedoes move in on the Yamato. Also got the main moving in here. Just trying to get my torpedo reload. And we're going to launch them at the Yamato simply because I've determined artificially that he's the ship I want to kill more. Alright. Where are you, Daring? There we get 1, 2, just one. Just one torpedo strike out of that first salvo. I'm going to be looking away at another screen, so I won't be able to see what the second set of torpedoes did unless I wait, which I guess I'm going to do. Those are all going to miss. Alright, so here we are talking about the Daring. Right now, the XP record is 278,899 on WOW's builds. Going to our stats selection here, we're gonna pick HEDPM. We'll pick torpedo max damage. We will pick speed, and we'll also pick sea detectability. All right, so among legendary tier ships, it's middle of the pack in hit points. HEDPM, it is second to the gearing by about 22,000 damage per minute. Torpedo damage, it is last, 16,000 and change. Max speed, it is last with 35. Sea detectability, it's right in the middle at 7.1. So that's how you stack up against your other same tier legendary ships. Alright, here I've given up on the single tube launching. We're just going to launch the entire spread against the Yamato and hope that does something at all. So your HEDPM, like I said, that's the base stat, 218, 571. The gearing is 240,000. So you can build into your HEDPM, I guess, with the main battery mod 3, if that's the right one, to increase that reload. But you're still probably going to lose a gunfight to the gearing, even though you have more hit points. They're going to be using Billy Sims if they're doing a gunboat build, and that's going to give them a ton of hit points that you don't have. So, unless you're doing a gunboat build, you can't without a gunboat commander. You could try to do one like I'm talking about, but you need the concealment, in my opinion. And the other thing is, when you look at this ship in the port, the torpedo rating is so much stronger than the rating for the guns that I don't necessarily recommend that. By the way, I think when I was looking off screen, I think we killed that Yamato, so, I mean, good for me. All right, Alaska out here, we're just trying to get him in torpedo range. You can see one of the benefits of having the fully ranked commander up is that my unstoppable comes on at 7.5 kilometers. So very, very helpful. And we are not trying to engage the Alaska in a gunfight just yet. My advice, we're spotted, so that won't help us. Smoke won't help. So the only thing really you can do at this point when you're spotted by sonar or radar is to just shoot, because you're going to die anyway, or run away. So we're going to bow in. We're taking fire from off screen. We do catch him. No, we didn't catch him with the torpedo. I thought we did there. I was wrong. We're going to smoke up, and then I was like, screw it. Why am I smoking up? Let's just torp out. So we're going to give him a modified spread here. We're in our smoke screen. Again, he's probably sonaring us now. We are spotted. We're just going to use this HE DPM and finish him off. And still have a couple of hit points left here in the daring. So, is that 4 kills? Amazing. Wonder how I ended up with such a good game. Alright, so, I mean, is the daring Kraken capable? I mean, yes, obviously it is. In the hands of a slightly above average player. We got 4 kills. And we kind of let it all hang out in the beginning. We let it all hang out right there. We're still alive. So, you know, I play this risky play style sometimes. I don't advise it for if you consider yourself to be less good, then I wouldn't do some of the things you see in these videos. But keep in mind, for every video you see like this, there's probably 2 videos where it doesn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind when you consider how strong you think this destroyer is. Alright, we got a Minotaur. I would love to shoot at him, but I am just terrified of being sonared to death. So I think here we're going to intentionally crash to a halt against the island and back up and maybe do a little... Oh, we're trying to turn around. I was going to try to turn and torp off the other side of the ship. And hopefully the Minotaur ran into them. Because I am trying to get a Kraken, folks. I am trying. I'm not content with whatever. But I can see here the Minotaur is turning away. That one ship that I torped at got killed before he could run into the torpedoes. So at this point, I'm counting on the Minotaur or the Musashi to get this Kraken. And so here we're turning. We're going to torp a full spread right as the Minotaur gets killed. So I'm really screwed now. So we'll just torp at the Musashi. And I think I'm just going to say, you know what? The only thing I can do here is jam on the brakes, throw up my smoke screen, and farm damage, and hope that I get the last shot in before he gets killed. So that's exactly what we're going to do here, as the last ship just gets pounded. Oh my gosh. And all my torpedoes are going to miss. So we set him on fire. There is our only hope. Obi-Wan Kenobi, can you please let my fire damage be the last tick on this ship? We're continuing to pour it in, but alas, we are denied the Kraken. Thanks to the my teammates being A, totally oblivious, and B, never giving up. All right, here we are on the victory screen. First blood medal, devastating strike medal, 98,584 total damage. 7 torpedo strikes, 4 big kills, 1 solo base cap. We ended up with 450,956 silver and 7196 ship XP and commander XP in the daring. There we are at the top of the board, 3198 base XP, 2 medals, 4 big kills. So I stated in the beginning, over 3,000 is a very good game in my opinion. And so we had one in the daring. Like I said, you can kind of go either way. We'll see it in the port. Hope you stick around for that. But it is a very good destroyer, and I like it a lot. And I think you will too, if you like destroyers. All right, upgrades. Aiming system mod 1. Steering gears mod 2, because we don't have the propulsion mod available. Concealment system mod 1. And torpedo launcher mod 3. Pardon me, the flu is not yet done with me. All right, loadout. Is that 6 charges of the smoke generator, 3 charges of a 3.5 kilometer for ships, sonar, 2 charges of the repair party. Got this rare battle booster because we got 4 consumables. The temporary Type 1 camo because, of course, Wargaming never makes the standard permanent camo available. And the Friendship Day 21 flag. 18,720 hit points with our build. Got those 3 twin 113 millimeter turrets, 11.1 kilometer firing range, 3.1 second reload, 7.2 second turn time. HE shells 17,000 max damage with a 8% fire chance. AP shells 2,100 max damage. Moving on to the launchers. 2 quintuple tube launchers reload in 87.5 seconds. Max damage 16,767. 10 kilometer range at 66 knots. The detectability is 1,300 meters. AA defense, you can see your main battery is dual purpose and does count as AA. I would say this is enough to defend yourself, maybe not to thwart off a concerted attack by a carrier. Max speed 38.6 knots, 630 meter turning circle, 3.7 second rudder shift time, and concealment 5.1 on the surface, 2.8 from the air, 2.4 when firing in your smokescreen. Nothing special in the armor viewer. Here is a look at our commander, fully maxed Reginald Tierwit. True grit, don't be fooled. It won't stop you from getting totally disabled out there. So just keep that in mind. You still need to use the legendary skill Unstoppable, in my personal opinion. All right, we got Swirsky and Bai going old school with this build. In row 1, Subsurface Venture. In row 2, Fragile Threat. In row 3, Perceptive. In row 4, Destroy or Be Destroyed. And our legendary skill is Unstoppable. Your mileage may vary on the build and all that, folks. I hope you enjoyed this 4-kill game in the legendary destroyer Daring. If you did, hit that like button. I'll see you on the next video.